Alright, hello, and welcome back here to the Roomy Alliance. This time I'm taking a look at a different Chinese cultivation game. This one's called Immortal Way of Life. I would say this one is probably more of like a story adventure based one. There's a lot of story events here, but you also can just go off the rails and completely ignore it in this game. And I would say that the other one I've looked at before, Tale of Immortal, it's on my channel. You can go and look at it and take a look. Pretty fun game, but that's more of like an action RPG game. So if you're more like just into an adventure type, I would say this is probably more up your alley with the random events and things like that that can happen. Less of the just quick text events that you'll see in Tale of Immortal. If you've played it, you probably know what I'm talking about. Anyways, at the beginning of this game, you get to choose a couple of different perks for your character. I'm not going to go through them. It's kind of unnecessary. This one does have this like spirit root thing, and there's the 5 different elements, if you're familiar with the genre at all. And picking the spirit roots will determine which of these elements your character is good at using, and which it'll affect what cards you draw in combat. Yes, combat is sort of like card-based. It's not a deck builder game, but it's card-based. Yeah, I know, nobody wants to look at a character creator forever either, so we're just gonna skip the rest of that. Sorry if you want to know what perks I have. This probably isn't gonna be too long of a video, so hopefully I cut out a bunch of the junk that's not important here. When you get in, you do have this ghost, which will always be available to you through some text menu that just gives you some hints on how to play the game. The map here is a decent size. There's lots of different locations, and you can see some of these little event things on some of these nodes, and then you got some monster events on these nodes. This is only, I don't know, maybe half of the game. In one of these cities to the south, I'm not going to do it in this, you can get a boat, or earlier in the game, you could just go swimming out into the ocean. I'm not sure if you can still do that, but you probably can. Anyways, there's a ton of islands and different seas and things out there to discover, and a lot of different events out there as well. Then the game will put you into the tutorial battle, and as you can see, I have the different cards, and up in the top above my character, you can see that I'm allowed to keep 4 per turn, and this can change based on some of the skills you pick up. But this is sort of just, a little introduction to the battle. You can see the skills you start out with. I don't think it's possible to change what skills you start out with. I picked a root, and these are the skills you would pick, or you would start with, regardless. They do combo from left to right, so metal will combo into, what was it, earth, and then to wood, and then fire, or something like that. Whatever, however feng shui works in feeding the elements. Sorry, I'm not looking at a chart of it. But anyways, we'll jump ahead to get into the city here now. There's another battle that would normally take place. And then the intro sequence will bring you here. This is the smallest of all the towns. All it has is the auction house, just a little street, bazaars. You can find a bunch of different stalls here. These are only open like the month before the auction house starts, which is like every 3 years or something. I don't remember. It's in your quest log, and you can check it. But as you can see, the game will advise you to buy some of these manuals. You can buy the manuals. There's also these other little books that will increase your Tao of understanding of different things. You can learn them, and then you can pick up perk points that do a bunch of awesome stuff for you. But you can also buy other things. You can see there are a bunch of different medicinal items, and then other crafting items, because you can make artifacts and pills in this version of the game. And all these merchants will have just a variety of different things for you for sale. I was looking for a elixir furnace so I could show off alchemy later, but I don't have anything to actually make when I get there, but I'll just show it anyways. Since I was on the topic, though, I just wanted to pull up the talent tree, I guess you could call it in this game. You can see down at the bottom the amount of enlightenment, and this is just an example of like the sword chi skill. Then there's one for like everything, like elixir crafting, and then sword chi, divine sense, and your different roots. And then you can also see there are a bunch of different of these like passive manuals that will really just change up how your build works in the game. So you would equip your main one and then your 5 secondary ones, and then later I'll show you that you can just upgrade these to advanced levels later on. Then you got all your different skills that you can equip, and then I started with this jacket. That's one of the things I pointed or spent points on at the beginning, and when I was selecting my difficulty and my background, was this starting shirt, which is pretty awesome. So, and then you can see also like reputation and stuff with a bunch of the different houses. Or I guess there's just 3 main houses, and then you can see the ocean area that I was talking about also there. And then you can see here just a bunch of different stats about my character, like your age and your lifespan, things like that, how far you are into your cultivation. And then if we go into the inn, we can actually show how you cultivate and advance your skills, which I guess is the, main part of playing a game like this, right? But there's also a system in this game. You don't have to stay at inns. There are a couple of different places you can get a cave or buy a cave, and then you can upgrade it and then grow herbs in it on your own that you just return to over time to just passively create these things. As gathering herbs and things takes quite a few years. I think I played this game the first time I was like 70 years old, and I was like still just a chi refining noob, like, you see them all the time in the light novels and the mangas and the manhwas, But anyways, this is how you learn new skills. You go into this inn, and then you select cultivate on the side, and then this is upgrading the skill from one to the next. I only bought 1 month of time here at the inn, and as you can see, your time can go by very quickly in this game. So being 70 years old and then advancing to the foundation stage is not unreasonable. And there's, elixirs that'll make your lifespan longer, and some different perks and things. And you can see how much cultivation experience you get every month at that location. So right after that, the reason we slept for a month is so that we could attend this auction right at the beginning of the game. In general, auctions are considerably less impactful on gameplay than they are in Tale of Immortal, but they can still be fun and a good way to pick up some stuff. Those flags, I think, are kind of new from the last time I messed around with this game. When they do pop up, I don't think I'm going to show the entire auction here, just because it's tedious and long. But they are things that you use to upgrade your cave, and they both go for like more money than I have. A lot. Anyways, as you can see, my eyeball that I decided to give her at the beginning was valued at $36, and these excited NPCs spent like $90 on it, which is, neither of them are a serious amount of money. Even these skills usually go for nothing, and that's because they're really bad chi formation level skills. I'm not sure what the auction house, or if there's another. I think there's another auction house out in the ocean that you will find much better loot at, but this one I think is always going to be less than ideal. Next, I'm just going to jump to the city and show some of that. So in the first little bit of the game, they will also introduce you to this like tournament thing that if you win it, you get foundation pills, which will make you a lot stronger when you break through into the foundation realm, of course. But you have no chance of even trying to participate the first time you find it, and you would for sure lose even if you could get into it. But I think you got to come back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, something like that anyways. And then you can win this tournament. At the beginning here, you can just watch and get some cultivation experience, which is pretty nice. So we can go back now and then take a look at the White Emperor Pavilion, which is one of the groups here. I specifically just wanted to show a little bit of the alchemy. This is something you can do with favors, or no, these are the quest boards, sorry, which you can then collect favors with them. if you have these items. Or these other missions, which are usually pretty simple things like go to this place and then beat up a snake or something, you know? But alchemy. I intentionally bought an alchemy furnace earlier. It shows you that you can buy some patterns and then inserting some different stuff into different places. Because I have played it before, it's going to tell me what these herbs do. If you look at one of these, it's going to say like temperature, heat. I think those usually start out as just a bunch of question marks, and then you have to toss them in your furnace and basically just fail a bunch, or just succeed a bunch, I guess would probably also tell you what they do. Over on the Discord, we do have a list of the alchemy patterns. You'd have to go to the Discord as well if you even wanted to play this in English, because it is not officially translated, and it's also why it's probably something like 80% translated. You'll see random lines here and there, just because of the way we handled it and how the mod works. There's also artifact forging, which works in sort of a similar way. You can see here, I cannot forge an artifact at this point in the game, and it's really nothing I've messed with. Usually you can just buy them, or I'm sure you can make some incredibly powerful ones. I've seen some people in the Discord again mention some of these things, and if you were curious about how this works, they would know a lot more about it than I have any clue. Anyways, we can go on to the next thing here, which I think I'm going to go up and then show what joining a clan looks like, and then there's like 2 other things. So before I join these guys, I just want to point out that if you have the Spirit Roots affinities that I have, joining the Fire Clan would be stupid, because you'd never get the fire cards drawn into your hand to play their special abilities. And it's honestly kind of funny that they even let me in. And if you read through the dialogue here, they basically say that I have a fantastic aptitude with fire skills, which is not the case. My character is almost incapable of using fire skills. But so you join, and then you do these little thing here, dialogue thing, and then you can go and talk to these different people in the sect, and they gave me a sword and a robe and like 4 different skills. And this guy mentions giving me a foundation pill to help me break through, but I didn't read through it very well, and I never had the foundation pill here. So yeah, I would show a bunch of this stuff, but it's already like 13 minutes, so I'm just going to jump to me going on this exploration of the volcano to show some of that other stuff. Alright, so the other kind of map event are these like weird adventure things, and you can find like battles, treasures, and over here I'm going to go find some ore nodes to show you what gathering can be like depending on the node you're at, which is always different, and all these different locations can have different things. This is the Fire Pavilion's volcano just right behind them. And obviously their Deacon Hall is here. So here you can see that if I spend 3 years mining in this place, yes, 3 years, I gathered up a pile of rocks. And they're worth like $2,000, some of them. So you can make some money, but like doing this like 3 times to make $6,000-$7,000. I'm already 9 years older. It's crazy just thinking about that. But I guess if you did turn it into a really high tier artifact, you could probably sell it for maybe 10 times that. I'm not totally sure what the pricing on that kind of stuff would be. But anyways, over here there's also a fire copper node. I can't mine this. I'm not sure if maybe you can if you're friendlier with them, or better terms, or if it's just not possible. Not sure. But I'm going to go over to the left, as there's also these sort of other events that you can find that are cultivation events. And this is like if you had some really good fire skill and were actually skilled at fire and had some special fire item, you could then cultivate here and gain a lot of power, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't do it successfully. Anyways, this is Immortal Way of Life. I know I looked at this for 15 minutes. It doesn't seem like it to me. But, yeah, jumping in that volcano kills you if you don't have the right items. And Luckily, the game saves for you multiple times as you walk over a specific tile in here, so if you jumped into that not paying attention, you wouldn't be set back too far. But anyways, I'm going to have the link to the Discord where you can get the English translation below. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you hit the like and subscribe button down below as well. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.